Hello, good morning, good morning. Hi, everybody. All right, y'all already know what my question is, where are the rich men at? Hey, everybody. All right, good morning. First, I have to apologize. Something happened to my chat. There was some chat started yesterday when I posted this live stream, coming soon or whatever it's called, and some of the chat disappeared. So I'm sorry, I didn't do it. But some of the chat did disappear. So like Becoming Nirel and some of y'all were in the chat already. I'm sorry. I think it's gone, but I don't know what happened to it. All right. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. This is not me teaching you anything, right? Because if I had anything to teach you, you would already know. I would already have me a rich man, and you would already know that. So this is not me teaching. This is a group assignment, okay? This is a group assignment. We're going to come together. We're going to get our criteria together, and we're going to figure out the answer to this question. Where are the rich men? Where are the rich available men? I think that we can start with, I got to get my thing fixed. I don't know. There's like a light beam right on my head. We can start with, I don't know. Let me ignore that. We can start with like, where are most available men, right? Maybe countries where men outweigh women, and we can maybe work from there and then decide if these are people who would fit into our criteria. I don't know. Like, I don't have the I don't have the methodology down. You're going to have to do this for us, okay? This is a group assignment. Okay. All right, good morning. Yes, it's a group assignment. I mean that, Stephanie, because Stephanie says she's not even looking, right? But you're here. Thank you for being here because you have something to contribute. Something, even if you don't know it yet, you have something to contribute to help us sisters out, okay? Grand Rising. All right, good morning, Ludell. Good morning, Sandra. Yes, April, where the money reside. If you're going to get a man, why not a rich man? Like, why? I don't understand people's. There were some comments about like why rich? Like, why not? Like on this here channel, right? We live our dreams. First of all, on this channel, we live our dreams. And so if somebody's going to come in, kind of, I don't care what you say, a man is going to have to interfere with that in some way. So he might as well be rich. He's got to contribute. Contribute. All right. Alexandria the Great purchased a ticket to Costa Rica. Oh, to go to the Black Wellness Retreat in October. Wonderful. Is that the one by I'm sorry, the dogs. Global Black Girl? Very good. Good morning, Abba. Good morning, Shalonda. Good morning, Nina. Good morning. Okay, let's see. Miss Shannon, I would think that becoming an American is wealth in itself. I already think our men who travel abroad for life aren't too bright. I don't feel sorry for them when it crashes. Listen, I'm not going to judge anybody's methodology, right? If you want what you want, if you are clear on what you want, it's your responsibility to find a way to get it. I'm not going to bash them because I'm working on the same thing. Truffles, chill out, okay? Chill out. It's early. I'm not bashing anybody for their choices. If you want something, you have to take steps to go get it, right? If you want something in particular, which is why I'm saying, where are the rich men? If I know what I want, then I can be more clear about what steps I need to take. So I'm not upset with anybody about their choices. You do what's best for you, right? We'll talk more about why I'm specifically talking about that today in a little bit. Good morning, but let me get through my good mornings. Good morning, Doreen, SS, Celeste, SM, sorry. Good morning. Write me soon. Hi. Good morning, Shaquenta. Double T. Yes. I know. They left. It was in the chat. They were like, rich man, not a good man, unsubscribed. First of all, you can unsubscribe without announcing that you're unsubscribing, right? Second of all, everything ain't for everybody, right? I never said you had to like the subject of this video. You don't have to watch it. And thirdly, like, seriously, if you can't take a joke, or not a joke, but if you don't have a sense of humor, if you can't take some things in a lighthearted manner, you might as well go, right? So I'm not upset, Double T, about the dislike and the unsubscribes that happened or already. Like, get a grip. If you don't have a life, if you don't have joy in your life, I don't know, what's the point? What's the point, really? Like, really, seriously, what's the point? Good morning, Junkat. Shenanigans. I'm here for some shenanigans as well. I got my swimsuit cover up on and my other swimsuit cover up on. This is my shenanigans outfit. I think the shenanigans uniform. I'm wearing it. Good morning, Unique Star and Daisy Lee. Good morning, Yoga Bliss Dance. Good morning, Janet Lightborn. Good morning, Janice and Anita. Hi, y'all. All right. All right, so good morning. Y'all know who I'm looking for. Where you at, Connie Perry? Let me scroll down. She may not, let's see, are you not coming? Yes, rich and generous, that's right, because you can be rich and stingy. Ain't no point in that. Ain't no point in that as well. Yes, yes. Where you at, Mom? She may not have chosen to come to click on this particular live stream. You could at least say good morning, Mom. Ain't no man looking for an ugly woman, that's right. So why I gotta look for a broke dude? Exactly, Adelia, exactly. Yeah, you say what you want. Like, I don't see any problem in saying what you want. Good morning, Alan. Good evening, I guess. Good evening, friend. Okay, good, good. So we talked with a global Black girl just a couple of weeks ago about about Costa Rica. I can't get it off my mind. About Costa Rica for Black women expats, and she's like growing a community of Black women down there, and she's running a retreat, and Alexandria's going. Child, report back, please report back. Let us know. October is kind of in flux for me, so I don't know what I'm gonna be doing. I don't think I'm gonna have my decision made in time to register for her retreat, is what I'm saying. Where? We're gonna find out together. We're gonna find this out together. They're up. So this is my fault. So normally before we go live, I try to walk them and wear them out, except for Truffles, who won't go on a walk anyway. But today I didn't have a chance to. I had a one-on-one call first thing this morning. And so they're live and in effect, in full effect. Good morning. Okay. Oh, AZ just got to Turkey. Hey, AZ. What do you mean? I don't know. Because Turkey's on my list. I got Turkey on the list. This is disappointing. We're going to need more information. We're going to need more info. I mean, so Tiffany, you're rich, kind, non-narcissistic. Yes. Okay. Yes. All right. Yes. So when I say rich, understand that there are some things that are like, I feel like we don't have to say some stuff. Do we? Maybe we do. We don't have to say a good man, right? We don't have to say kind. Or maybe we do. Maybe I'm wrong about this, Tiffany. Maybe I need to change some things. Maybe I need to change some language. All right. Yes. Good morning, Krishan. Okay. All right. So I don't see my mom. Truffles is contributing to the group assignment. She might. Maybe I need a translator. Okay. Yes. I felt that same way, Junket. Yes. You can unsubscribe. It's okay. Everything ain't for everybody. I unsubscribe to things a lot. Let's see. Can I tell you the last thing? Oh, I just unsubscribed to a Facebook group because he posted some pictures of women leaving the DR, Dominican Republic. I'm not together. Women leaving the DR after having surgery, the butt lift. Yeah, and he was posting, making fun of them. I'm like, this is not the group for me. So I left the group. You know what I didn't do? Throw a tantrum, right? It's a group of men who like to do that, who like to make fun of things, make fun of women in a way that I don't participate in. So I left the group. People can do that. I don't know. There are people who can do that. Is that what she was saying? She trying to find her a rich man too. Good vibes only. Listen. All right, so Simona, all you missed was us saying our hellos and talking about how, yes, rich man, but there are some things that are like basic level things that we want that you like, I feel like can go unsaid. Am I wrong? I don't know if I'm right or wrong about this. I think a good, like honest, reliable, I think that those are assumptions that can be made that, we would want, that we don't have to put into the thing, right? The stretch goal is the rich man. I think that's the thing that we need to say out loud. I don't know. I'm just on here talking. I'm still looking for my mom to say good morning. Okay? This is a house sit, Tennille. I'm house sitting in Tampa. I've got, so this is a lot of the reason that we're talking this today. I'm house sitting in Tampa. I Zillowed the house, and it's a $3 million home. It's on an island called Davis Island, which is where Tom Brady lives here in this neighborhood. Like Tom Brady lives on Davis Island within walking distance of this house. And some other Tampa Bay Buccaneers and some hockey players. The hockey players just won the hockey world championship, whatever the hockey thing is called, right? I get up in the morning, walk these dogs through this beautiful neighborhood when they want to go, because they don't like to walk every day. Some days they're like, we tired. And then I get to go get in the pool and or hot tub. Yesterday, I just got in the hot tub because I didn't want to get my hair wet, right? Choices. So the hot tub is the pool, right? The corner of the pool is a hot tub. And I'm like, okay, I deserve. This is a glimpse into my future. So how do I get to this future long term, right? Not house sit to house sit, but how do I get to live this long term? My solution is a rich man. All right, I've said this before. For a long time, my retirement plan was basically marry and divorce a rich man. But I've since decided to take my retirement planning into my own hands. There she is. Hi, Mom. Good morning. Yes. So for a long time, that was part of my retirement plan: marry and divorce a rich man. Like alimony is still a viable way to live your life, right? I am so jealous of my friends who have alimony. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I need to work on that. Yes. Okay. So that is why that's one of the reasons that we're talking about this today. We've had some heavy subjects kind of recently. We talked with Jay Freedom about, are we in an abusive relationship with America? We talked with Annette Richmond about traveling while fat and the fat phobic and anti-fat world of travel, right? How not just inconvenient, like how there are barriers and hurdles to travel as a fat person. We talked to Mayor Meets World about being a dark-skinned woman in a world that does not equate us with being women, right? A little bit. We talked about that a little bit. Mostly we just kikied it up and talked about travel and fun stuff, right? So we've had some heavy subjects this summer, so I would like to have some fun, all right? Because if you don't have joy, what is the point? I mean that. What is the point? Okay, so let's get started. AZ, you're up first. So tell us what's going on with Turkey. AZ just got to Turkey. She's young. So, okay, so, all right. So AZ is young. So I don't know if the men are young. You know what I'm saying? That because once you're talking about wanting a rich man, I think for the most part, you're talking about a man over a certain age, and AZ is not there yet. So let's see. AZ says their economy seems to be a bit of a mess, but the men are fine. Okay. So there's something I don't know anything about. I don't know anything about Turkey's economy. So let's see. Let's see if she left anymore. Anybody else have anything? Oh, okay, let me see. Well, I don't have do I need to get in and block somebody? Do we need to block her, or do we just need to tell her that she can skip this video? Hold on. I don't have an admin because I didn't think we would need one for today. View on YouTube. Let me get in. Hold on. Let me go. I gotta leave eCam. I gotta go over to the YouTube video to find her, to see if I need to block her. Joanne. Let's see. Pause. Hold on. Bear with me, friends. Okay, so AZ, anybody have anything to say about Turkey while I'm working on this? Because Turkey's on my list. I really did think that the end of this video was going to lead us to Turkey. And so if I'm wrong about this, please. I have not been to Turkey, and I have not, I don't even have AZ, I think, is the only person I know who's spent some time there. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. It's going to take me a minute because I forgot I can't do it on here. I got to do it on my, or maybe I can. I don't see her. So is she gone? Can we block Joanne? I see the can we block Joanne's, but oh, there she is. Joanne got, oh, the nervous laughter is getting on my, I'm not nervous. I just laugh all the time. So if, listen, Joanne, you can go. Like, seriously, you can, this is my YouTube channel. All right. If you don't like me, why would you stick around and watch my videos? So I guess I'll hide you. But like, seriously, just like I just told you, Joanne, that I had left a group that was not for me. You can leave. Like, I laugh all the time. I'm happy. Life is good to me. Life has been very good, in case you can't tell. All right, back to Turkey. Back to Turkey. All right, all the dates. Okay, so Okay, so AZ is giving us more info on Turkey. A lot of political issues here. Okay. All right. So, but have we? True. I'm just scrolling through these notes seriously because I am disappointed to hear that, because it's like I thought that the whole video was going to lead us to Turkey. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Turkey is a good place for sightseeing and dental work, Janelle McBride says. Yes, so it's on our dental tourism list. So where did we end up with that, Mo Ward? Yes. Where did we end up with the dental tourism or with the medical tourism group? Do we have one? AZ says her age range changes things a bit. They're generous, though. I've been on 7 dates. Okay, so you've been on 7 dates since you've been in Turkey for what, 2 weeks? And they're handsome men. I'm not following why you put Turkey in the no category then. What am I missing? So the economy is bad, but the bad economy makes rich people richer, right? A bad economy makes rich people richer. So I don't know, AZ. I don't know, girl. I'm just scrolling. Yes, okay. So she's been learning a lot about the political and economical aspects. Okay. I don't know. I'm not ready to say no to Turkey. I'm not, because I think it's the one. I think Turkey is the one. All right, Kay, where can we find more info on dental tourism? Good question, Kay. Mo, where can we find more info on dental tourism? Are you here yet? Let's see. Mo Ward is supposed to be putting together, is it Mo Ward? I think it's Mo Ward. One of the Moniques. One of the Moniques is putting together a group for us to hear and learn about medical tourism abroad. So we need more info about the group. If somebody knows that that a group was created and I just don't know yet, let me know that it was created at least. At least. I said at least. At least let us know that it was created. Okay. Okay, now AZ's backing down. I think I got to you. I got to you, AZ. Yes, now she's backing down. That was a gut reaction, but there's a ton of potential here. I think, yes, okay. Okay, so Janelle says, okay, so we're flopping back and forth. So Janelle says Turkey, there's one place that she's looking at in Turkey. Ludell, okay, this is a valid point about Turkey. Isn't Turkey a religious country? For the most part, I may be wrong. So Christianity began in Turkey or like in that region, and I think they're probably like Christian and Muslim both, like not both, but like a large percentage of the population is either one or the other. But I don't think they're like Malaysia where they are run as a religious country. I don't know, because I haven't been. But I think, so like when I think, okay, so let's jump ahead. Malaysia is on a list of countries where men outnumber women. By a large number, I think, in Malaysia. Men outnumber women in Malaysia. But they are a Muslim country, and they're run as a Muslim country, and there are lots of strict, I don't know about rules, but like strict rules. Not laws, I guess, is what I'm saying. Not laws, but rules. A lot of strict rules. Yeah. So they're Orthodox. In Turkey, we're talking Orthodox Christian and Islam, both, right? In large percentage of numbers. I don't know how that impacts their relationships and the social dynamic, right? I don't know. Is it like the US where it don't matter, right? So yes, we say one nation under God, and yes, I think the majority of Americans would identify as Christian, but it doesn't matter, right? You can still get on Tinder and, right, no problems. So I don't know if, so Adelia's saying Turkey is pretty secular. Okay. So I only know about Turkey from like Netflix TV shows, and they don't seem to be a country full of, a country that is led by the rules of the religion. Okay, so that's good to know, Adelia. Yeah. So that's a question that we had to ask, right? Because some of the countries that we're going to talk about today have a religious aspect or whatever, a religious component that may or may not work with you and your particular goals, right? Definitely wouldn't work with me. Okay. Turkey has parts that are very Western. Went to college with a girl talking about topless beaches being common. Okay, yes, because they're like, it's Europe. Turkey is on the border of Europe and Asia. Okay, thank you. Turkey is on the border of Europe and Asia. Chill out, please. Okay. So, yeah, so they're going to be very European on some parts of things and very Asian on some parts of things. Okay. All right, so what else do we have about Turkey? I'm just sifting through. Yes, so, but you're going to hear the call to prayer during the day. Hold on. Quiet. Thank you. All right. So yes, you're going to hear the call to prayer throughout the day. Yes, but there will be a difference between being in Istanbul or Antalya or whatever the other cities are, and then being out in the countryside somewhere. That's going to make a difference. Okay. Secular, 99% of people practice Islam. Okay, I'm surprised to hear that because they are Orthodox Christians as well. Okay. I knew predominantly Muslim, but I didn't know 99%. I don't know about that. Are you sure about that? Write me soon. Because like that's where Christianity started, right? Okay, so what industries? I would guess Turkey's got oil money. I don't know. I'm here to learn, CJ. I'm here to learn. I would guess that there are people in Turkey with oil money. I don't know what else. Turkey used to be Troy in ancient Greece. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay. Hello, Sharon. Sharon says, good to see you today. Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Good to see you. Okay, AZ, but they're open-minded. Okay, Turkey's current president is Islamic. Okay. Okay. All right. So Turkish men are handsome, but Turkey has a very patriarchal society. So this is the thing, right? This is going to be the difference maker. I think everybody on the list that I'm going to read to you, every country was like, ugh, right? I don't just want a rich man. I want to be able to thrive. And so yeah, not every country on the list, but most of the countries on the list. That is the question. Okay, so Liz's comment, Turkish men are very handsome. Turkish men are handsome, but Turkey has a very patriarchal society and gender equality isn't really a thing. So if that doesn't bother you, Turkey is an option to find a partner, right? So if you're talking, so back to our little chart that we don't have, not a real chart, but if we're talking about a man with money, he's probably a man of a certain age who is who is not really interested at all in any form of gender equality. Is that right? Are Liz and I on the right track here? Whereas maybe if you can get a rich Turkish man who is younger, are they going to be more into into a different way, a different family dynamic than an older Turkish man? Okay, because this is my question with Nigeria. Nigeria is on the list of countries where men outnumber women. Let me look at this list. I don't want to share my screen share because it's not anything to see. Like, it's not anything important. But there are, let's see, we've got 42 countries on a list where men outnumber women by the worldatlas.com. And Nigeria is number 31. So it's the imbalance isn't all that strong, but there are more men than women. And that's my question with Nigeria. Like, seriously, is he gonna right? Is it Truffles? Where's your ball? Come here, come here, come here, come here, Truffles. Okay. Are we talking about? Are we going to have that struggle? Right? Are we going to find? Do they? Thank you, thank you, thank you, Truffles. Don't lick my face. All right, so. Keep trying, keep working. There'll be another. The next, you just need that. They're like trains. You just got to catch the next train. All right. They are rich. The dogs already are rich. They don't need it. They don't need it. All right. So is this what I'm trying? I'm sorry. I'm trying to scroll down to see what we have decided about, like, this idea of patriarchal society and how they will affect our search for places where we're going to be able to find men that we want. Okay. Okay, Adelia with the info. A lot of the old churches were converted to mosques. Okay, being Muslim is the main reason they aren't in the EU. Turkey makes money from shipping due to geography, but not much in the way of oil. Okay, thank you, Adelia. All right, shipping. Okay, okay. That seems kind of that seems kind of outdated. But I guess one day making money through oil will be outdated too, I guess. Okay. AZ, they didn't try that hypermasculinity with me. Again, AZ is a younger person. She says she's not Gen Z, but I don't know about that. She says she's a millennial, but I don't know, y'all. So I think there might be an age where Turkish men, Nigerian men, right, are into a newer way, a different way of thinking than the traditional patriarchal way. Is that a thing? Is that happening? Or do I just have my hopes up? Right. Because the younger, like, Western culture is ruling, like, it is the thing that people are looking towards, so maybe. AZ says they're younger and very invested in Western culture. Yeah, so I don't know. Okay, thanks, Name Me. I did not know that. Because when I think of Turkey, I know Muslim, right? But I figured it was going to be like 30, 40, and 40, right? 40% Muslim, 40% Christian. I don't know. Welcome, Kay. Welcome, girl. Okay, Professor LCH, the concern may actually be hypermasculinity. Men outside the U.S. tend to be more overtly masculine in some places, and then more overtly feminine. European men, right, tend to be Western European men are a little more feminine than American men. Am I not saying that right? You know what I mean? So in some places, yes to that. And this, it's like, I don't know. You just gotta keep searching. Okay. Okay, Nee. So Nigeria is on the list of countries with more men than women. Nee says Nigerians are well educated but difficult to find wealthy men. Okay. I'm just thinking, right? I'm just thinking. Yes. All right. So, Yes, hi, Truffles. I have to do Truffles. I didn't do her hair yesterday or today, so she looks really raggedy. But I have to keep a bow in her hair because her bangs are really, they just fall down here and she can't see. So I have to do her hair. But I didn't do her hair yesterday or today. I'm really slipping. All right. I need to take her with me then when I go places. Take Truffles with me so I can, so as to appear rich. Although I don't think that that's a thing that men care about. I don't know that men are interested in women who look rich. A rich man. Do rich men, do I need to look rich for a rich man to be interested? Like, is the fact that I'm wearing an outfit from Target a problem? I don't know. I don't have an experience with rich men, but I don't know if they really, rich men don't seem to mind marrying waitresses, right? Like, I don't know. Oh, Miss Shannon. Miss Shannon, it's so bad that I'm hoping heaven is real and I have more luck there. Girl, don't give up. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. You don't know what's coming around the corner. Girl, you don't know. You don't know. I hope that you keep hope alive. If you want something, I hope you write down that you want something, you say that you want something, and you take some action towards that something, right? Keep the faith and add some kind of work to the faith, right? Faith without works is dead. The other translation, faith without works is useless and ineffective. So keep the faith, put some work, make some kind of work, some kind of effort. I hope so. All right, Makeda, I live around a bunch of Nigerians in the US, so no need to fly there. Yes. Yes. You're a little Accra. Yes. All right. Ah, good, great point. Black pepper. Nigerians dated plenty, but the wealth is in the US and UK. The Nigerians in Canada are broke or married. Very hard to find a single wealthy Nigerian man over 40. This makes a lot of sense. So if a Nigerian man has money, he probably does live outside of Nigeria, or he's in Nigeria and with wives. I think that makes sense to me. When I went to the World Cup in Brazil, my Nigerian pharmacist, he was like, if a Nigerian man, people were very invested in me finding a man, right? All of my male coworkers have always been very invested. I had a coworker one time years ago who was like, you need to go hang out at marinas. One day randomly, you need to hang out at marinas. You will find a rich man. And we had never talked about it, I don't think. Right, men are always invested in helping me find rich men. So anyway, so he told me if a man is at the World Cup and he's Nigerian and he hollers at you, he has money. Unfortunately, one man in the airport did holler at me, but he literally hollered at me. He came up to me in the airport. I was sitting down. I had a long layover. I don't even remember where I was. Like, I don't remember where I was. I had a long layover, though, heading to Salvador. He was Nigerian. He came over to talk to me, and he asked me for my contact information, and I gave him an email address. I don't remember why I didn't want to give him my phone number right away. I was like, here's my email address. And why would you give me, he yelled at me immediately. I happen to be very good at I don't care what you're talking about face. It looks a lot like this. So so he yelled at me for giving him an email address and not a phone number. And then I went on about my business. So I missed my chance. According to Chinedum, I missed my chance. So that makes a lot of sense, though. All right. Wonderful teacher. Cassandra says, I find it to be less of a headache to rely on my own money. You do it. I would like somebody else's. Cassandra, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But I would like somebody else's money, please. All right. You're looking at the wrong list. Look at a list of countries that offer golden visa. That is where you will find single men in our age group who are wealthy and flexible. Black pepper. All right, so you're onto something. Okay, so a golden visa is a visa that you buy. They give you residency in this country because you have enough money to be in the country and live and not take from society, right? You can afford to pay your medical bills and whatever. You can pay rent, pay your housekeeper. All right, you're on to something. Okay. Countries with golden visas. I think I'm going to do a quick Google search. I am going to do a Google search because everything else, I was like, no, I'm not looking that up. I'm not looking up Turkey's religious population, but I am going to look this up. Countries, I got to type with one hand, with golden visas. All right, Portugal, Greece, Spain, Cyprus, Malta, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica. Is that pronounced Dominica or Dominica? Dominica, the little island. I'm scrolling, y'all. Malta, St. Kitts and Nevis. Turkey has a golden visa. USA. All right. That's what's on this list. This is getgoldenvisa.com. Okay. Black Pepper, you've schooled us. Okay. This is why I told y'all this was a group assignment. Okay. Because that's not how I was looking at this. All right. So this means that these are people who've gotten a golden visa to that country have dough. That's why we see so much of the Caribbean represented on that list. All right. Okay. We also do see my boo Portugal on the list. I love Portugal. And we see Turkey. Turkey's still hanging in there. Turkey is still in the rankings. It's still in the running. Okay. VC Jones, Nigerian men can be sensitive about women over 40 who don't have kids. Okay. I'm trying to think about my conversations with them. I don't know that that's ever come up in conversation. Either working with Nigerian men or like having them holler at me. I don't know that that's ever come up, but it could be because haven't had a job since I was 41. So maybe at that time I hadn't hit the age where they would start bringing that up. Maybe because most of my experience with Nigerian men was either when I was working in hospitals or when I went to South Africa. A lot of the South African men who I matched with on Tinder were actually Nigerian. So I said South African men, but the men in South Africa were actually Nigerian. But they may not have known that I was over 40 at the time. So that could be a thing. Okay. All right. Here we go, Stephanie, same. Okay, so you and Black Pepper. Okay, so thank you. Okay, I told you we need help here. You saw my methodology was not working. Okay, you don't want to just go to a country with the most men. You want to go to the country with the most men in the wealthy age group of 50 to 70. Come on now. Don't holler at me, Stephanie. Help me. Help me. Don't holler. Okay, I'm getting it. It's clicking, okay? It's starting to click in my brain. Okay. Okay. So, but then we're still running into the patriarchal way of doing things, right? Into the traditional relationship, the traditional balance or imbalance of power in a relationship. Okay. Yeah. All right. Mo in the city says, what about Lebanon? So on the list that y'all told me not to look at anymore, on the list of countries where men outweigh women, a lot of the oil countries are at the top of the list. Qatar, United Arab Emirates, Oman, Bahrain, Maldives, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia. Then we go over to Equatorial Guinea in Africa, which is also an oil country, Bhutan, Djibouti, Singapore, right? So you said Lebanon. I don't see Lebanon on the list. I don't know anything about Lebanon. I don't know anything about its climate. Like as a place, do I want to go to Lebanon? I'd like Oman, yes. I know Oman is a safe place that I would want to go and live or not even live, but like visit for a long time and enjoy life in Oman. Oman seems wonderful. Nicole Brewer, who runs the group I Love to Globetrot on Facebook, lives in Oman. And I'm so jealous. Yes, she's on her way back to the US now for a little visit. Yeah, so Oman, right, so those oil countries, it makes sense that they would be on the list as having more men than women. I think that it would also make sense that they would have And I think it also makes sense that they would have money, more rich men than we're used to. Amelia says, Stephanie with a dog. Conversation would be easy to start. Oh, take Truffles out with me wherever I go. she's she's difficult. She's not the most laid back dog. All right, I'll give it a try. Let's see. I don't know. I don't have any plans to go out to eat anytime soon. I stocked my refrigerator, or stocked the refrigerator. So maybe one day we'll go out to eat together. She is cute. She's very cute. And she's sweet, but she's also a terror. Like, not a terror in like I would never house sit for her again. I would house sit for her in a heartbeat again. But man, Truffles, she's something. She's asleep now. She just decided to lay down on the countertop. She barked her little heart out. Yeah, he gave me, yeah, black pepper. That's true. Rich single men go to the World Cup. All my wealthy friends do. Now that I think about it, yeah, he sat me down before I went, because I don't know. Like, again, his Chinadum, he was my pharmacist. I probably had talked a little bit about dating, but he'd never like tried to give me dating advice before. But before I got on that plane to the World Cup, before my last day at work, he was like, if a Nigerian man, or I think he might have said African. He might have just said African. If an African man is at the World Cup and he tries to talk to you, he is rich. I was like, note taken. All right. Okay, so Alan, I'm going to call you Alan, I think. Alan, what are your thoughts about being one of the wives if his culture allows polygamy? Listen, your culture can do what your culture does, right? I don't know that would work for me. I don't know. I wouldn't even be interested. I can't see a man who is into polygamy being interested in me, and I can't see myself being interested in that, no matter the money. Like, that is when I'm on Cassandra's team, when I'm like, I'll just deal with my own money, right? It's not anything that I have any experience with or any interest in or any desire to join in, right? And so I would pass. I can see other women being like, why not? I don't need him full time, right? I can see it for someone else, but for me, I would rather just keep house sitting. I'll just keep house sitting, right? Okay, so have we exhausted Nigeria and Turkey? Profess LCH says about England. I missed the earlier comment, I'm sorry, but she says, I was there alone. I was exhausted by the time I headed home. So many men talked to me. But are we talking, okay, two questions. So are we talking men that you wanted, or like just randos? I need a little more information on that, Professor LCH. And Krishan, how are we defining money? I would just say he does not need to work. His money, he lives off of money, right? He lives off of dough. If he doesn't need to work, then I'm not going to need to work. That would be my definition. So it's not a flat figure. Depends. If he's in Switzerland, right, the money it takes to be rich in Switzerland is a whole lot more than the money it takes to be rich in Portugal or Turkey, right? So I would just say a man who is living off of his whatever, in cash, investments, whatever, inheritance, I don't even care, but does not work and does not have to work for money, and that means I won't have to work for money. Yeah, Donna. So we're going to talk to our friend who said she was giving up and just waiting on the next life. Miss Shannon. Yeah, we're not going to throw in the towel. We're not throwing in the towel. If you want it, we're going to work on it, right? This is why we're here. If you want it, say you want it, work on it. Maybe the rich thing is not your priority. Figure out what your priorities are. We're going to find out where those men are, right? If you want a healthy, fit man, right? Where do we find those? If you want a meditation, right? Yoga Bliss Dance told us last week that men who meditate are more patient in relationships. If you want a man who meditates, where they at, right? Like, find your priority and ask some questions. Start a YouTube channel and have people come on and give you advice, right? That's what I'm doing. All right. So I'm sorry I missed the earlier comment about Write the vision. Yes, make it plain. I believe that. Yes, write the vision. If you want it, write it down. Say it. And then take some steps. Faith without works is useless and ineffective. So we got to take steps. I shared my vision board just on my birthday. 2 weeks ago, I shared my vision board here. And I told you how finding a relationship was on my vision board for 2020 and 2021. And I have taken 0 steps, 0 work, right? Faith without works is useless and ineffective. But I still don't know what the step is. So I thought maybe the step was go to a country where men outnumber women. I've been told that's not the right methodology. So instead, we're going to talk about going to a country with the golden visa, maybe, which some of these countries overlap. Yeah. Yeah. So I was looking at the, what is it called? So you guys sufficiently bashed Tulsa, Oklahoma in an earlier video, but Tulsa has a remote work visa, not visa. They have a remote work program where if you're a remote worker, you can apply to come to Tulsa and they'll pay you $10,000. So I was like, wow. And then I saw Libria Jones, who was a speaker at Exodus Summit, got into the program. And she's in Tulsa. She bought a house to live in while she's there, and a house that she will be able to either sell or Airbnb once she leaves Tulsa, right? And she's got her 10K, or I don't know if you get the 10K up front or whatever, right? And so I was like, that's awesome. I would love something like that, except that I'm not going to be able to get no man in Tulsa, right? Are there men in Tulsa? I ain't going to get no man in Tulsa. And so that's what made me start thinking about this, right? What do I need to get myself in a place where my odds are better? So I don't know. So I think I really appreciate this golden visa information, Black Pepper. I really do, because I think that we need to, if it's important, act like it's important to me. For me, not for everybody. I'm not saying for you, but for me, having my own family is important. It is important to me. So I got to act like it's important, one way or another. Right? The joking about a rich man or whatever. I mean, I'm only 50% joking and 50% serious about the rich man part. But I definitely want to make sure that I put the odds in my favor as best I can. So that golden visa information was crucial. It is changing. Krishan says the golden visa for Portugal is changing in January. It is changing. I think it's going away. But the people who had it, I think, are still grandfathered in. So it's not going to affect me, right? It'll mean that there's no new influx of golden visa awardees or whatever, but the ones that are there are still there. The problem is, though, once you get the golden visa, can't you just bop around Europe? Once you get residency in Portugal, you don't have to stay in Portugal. We're back, Black Pepper. We're back. We need more help. So how do I find men with the golden visa? That's the question. Okay, LG and LA is echoing Cassandra's thoughts. If you marry a man for money, you will earn every penny. I'm not saying I think that it's going to be an easy. This goes back to the beginning idea that there are some basic foundational things that we want from a relationship that have to be there, right? Rich alone is that's not helpful, right? We've talked about kind and generous and all of those things. Yeah, I would agree with that. So, okay, so Simona says with the golden visa, you invest by buying real estate. Okay. And then Cherry says, Portugal, this says Portugal has the most golden visas. Okay. Okay. I don't know where I was now. And this, I think, I see you tell me about my pronunciation, but I don't remember what I was saying now. Okay. Cayman Islands. All right. So Lala 7181. Hello. If you really want rich, Cayman Islands, billions. All right. So the Cayman Islands has, let's see if they're on our list of outweighing outnumbering men outnumbering women. They're not on the list for men outnumbering women, but Cayman Islands is a place right along with St. Kitts, and we saw a couple of islands listed, right, where you're going to find men with money. And they have a digital worker visa. Cayman Islands has a digital worker visa. So if you want to go to the Cayman Islands, oh, that's what you're telling me. Thank you. Okay. No, I still don't know. Okay, you guys are fixing my pronunciation of Dominica. But I don't remember which one I said first and which one I said last. I think Dominica. Okay. Dominica. Okay. Yes. Okay. So these places are more, so the Cayman Islands might be a little more accessible. That Cayman Islands digital nomad visa is expensive, but might be worth it if you count it as an investment, right? So you have to already be making, I think, $150,000 a year as an individual to get that Cayman Islands digital nomad visa. But if this is a step towards your your dream, then maybe it's worth that if you consider that an investment. All right. All right. I am Nirel because I was convinced that Turkey was going to be the winner today. Convinced. Convinced. Profess, YouTube won't show me your link, and I don't think anybody can see your link. YouTube doesn't let anybody but me put a link in the chat. So you're going to have to spell it out without the dot, right? So if you're putting vicarious.com, you'd have to put vicarious and then the word dot and then com. And even then, YouTube might filter it. I don't know how strong their filters are. Okay. See you later, Truffles. I'm glad you calmed down. All right. Anyanin, 77, understand that men in those countries are colorist. I've met many, and they like European women in my experience. I'm trying to think of a gentle way to say this. I don't know that I'm going to experience colorism anywhere out of the U.S. that is worse than in the U.S., right? Look at, look at me. No men can see me. I am invisible. So I don't know that it's going to be any worse, right? I don't know that there's a place I can go where my odds are going to be worse. So serious. I mean that. So when the first time I saw Weezy Jefferson's screen name here, I went into my little rant about how Weezy Jefferson was the last time we saw a Black woman with 4 Black grandparents on TV held up as a loved, cherished wife or girlfriend or whatever, right? After that, it was Jasmine Guy and Tisha Campbell and Joan Carroll Clayton, Tracy Ellis Ross, right? We don't see men have not seen Black women treated as dark-skinned Black women who are on my side of the paper bag test, right? Don't see us because they have just been told that we don't matter, that we're not desirable, we're not beautiful, we're not women. And so I don't know that there's any place I'm gonna go and face more colorism than in the US. Real talk. So I feel like my odds are better as soon as I step out the door. I say I Tindered around the world. I've not Tindered around the world because I've not been around the world. I've never been to the Middle East, but I've Tindered on 6 continents. And just not talking about rich men, just men in general, my odds are better as soon as I step out of the door of the United States. As soon as I clear customs or whatever it's called, it's clear immigration and get on that plane, my odds skyrocket, okay? As a Black woman who is this color with 4 Black grandparents and this hair and this nose. So yes, colorism exists worldwide, but I'm not going to face it anywhere as nearly as much as I'm going to face it here, where I am invisible, literally. People say, don't say literally when you mean figuratively. I'm saying literally, invisible, okay? So I don't feel bad about talking about going to other countries to date men because I want to increase my odds. I think that. Okay. Aunt Viv was replaced by a biracial woman, right? Or at least a biracial looking woman, a woman who there's some ambiguity, right? It replaced her as soon as they could and bashed her. But replaced her and bashed her as hard as they possibly could, right? This is important to me. This is a topic that's important to me, as you can tell by how serious I got. Yes, right. So I'm not disagreeing that there's colorism everywhere, right? The closer to white you get, the more desirable you are in the worldwide. But it can't be worse than here. Could it possibly? At least in those places, I get to be exotic. I don't care. I don't care. At least I get to be exotic in Scotland, right? Yes. Okay, so Katrina Lilly, I have not encountered any colorist issues outside of the U.S. I've traveled a lot. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that it's going to be a color. It may be racist. There may be racist, right, thoughts. White supremacy, far-reaching. The idea that white is superior is far-reaching. You go to the Philippines and every deodorant has a whitener. Like, well, who needs a whitening deodorant, right? But, so I'm not saying that there's no issues with color and race and all of that. But man, I'm from the United States of America. It's better out there. I believe that. I believe that. That's right, yeah. We can't, I don't think we can count Aunt Viv on this, right? We do have Moesha's stepmom, Cheryl Lee Ralph. That's the only example. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. From Weezy Jefferson to Cheryl Lee Ralph and Chris Rock's mom on Everybody Hates Chris. That's it. That's it. I think about that a lot. I think about that a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I think about that a lot. Other than that, we're told to be a desirable black woman. To be a black woman, right, you need to be black and something else. Don't nobody want black women. You must be black and look black and, right? Black plus something else. Yeah. All right, Ms. J. Jontel, I agree with the colorist comment. I never knew black men to desire dark-skinned black women until I went to the DR. Yeah. I think once we leave the U.S., our odds are better. I really think that. I really think that. Beer people. Nubianette. Okay. Nubianette says, come to California and hang out with beer people. You'll do well. I turn them down. I think most men would think you're gorgeous. Thank you. So I had a work friend who used to take me to the beard. In Pennsylvania, they had like a beard fest thing. And I do remember getting approached there, even though I was with a dude. I was with a dude at the thing. Yeah. Okay. Cutie Pie. Stephanie, you are the reason I'm on Tinder. And that's part of my YouTube page, Dating Internationally. I will talk about Tindering. Great, Cutie Pie. Cutie Pie's, but your channel is under a different name, right? I asked you guys to send me a link to your YouTube channels so that we could have a Vacarians playlist. And only Adelia sent me a link. I don't mean only Adelia. I mean, Adelia sent me a link. Thank you, Adelia. And no one else. So send me a link, Cutie Pie, because I think your channel is not called Cutie Pie, right? Stephanie at vicarious.com. Email me a link to a video on your channel, please. Even if it's just one. Thank you, Auntie. Okay, so we've got one more. The Winslow's mom on, yes. The Winslow's mom on, I know what you're talking about, Steve Urkel, Family Matters. Okay, 4 black women. 4 black women over, Weezy was probably 40 years ago, 40 years of television. I think that counts. So I consider African American also Afro-Caribbean. Am I wrong for that? Because they're in the Americas and they got here the same way that we did. I consider, when I say African American, I include, sometimes I say African American and Afro-Caribbean as one, and but then also there's like Afro-Latina. So in the Americas. When I say African American, I'm talking about Black women in the Americas. Like the rest of the world calls America the entire North and South America, right? The rest of the world calls the Americas America when you go out of the Americas. Right, don't they? Or maybe I'm confused. Anyway, she does count. I think she counts. I don't know. Like, I'm making this up. There's no tally. There's no like real, there's not a census. But I would count her in. Yeah. Okay, so Clarissa says to count the daughter and amen. I don't think so. I don't like the way Thelma was treated on that show. They at the last second, they tried to redeem her arc. But I think they treated Thelma so bad, they made it clear that she was not a woman that anybody would want. Made it clear that we're off topic, right? I think for however many years Amen was on TV, for 99% of those episodes, Thelma was the worst. Oh, who would want Thelma? Like the Parkers. And then at the last second, they tried to redeem at the end. Oh yeah, actually, this was a show for Black women, so maybe we should act like we like Black women on this show. Let's give Thelma a husband. You know what I'm saying? Keep it. Keep it. Robert Townsend has made efforts. Chris Rock said that he had to fight to keep a Black wife on, and anytime he wanted to make something and have his wife be Black on the show or the movie or the whatever, he had to fight to get a Black wife. Yes. So it's a real thing. It's not something I made up. Right? That's how it is. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Nirel, I'm sorry. I didn't get it. If you just sent it, thank you. If you have sent it a while ago, please resend it. I'm sorry. I promise you, I didn't get it. I got Adelia's. I was like, nobody wants to be on my playlist. Thank you. Thank you very much, Elliot. I appreciate that. Katrina, I have been loved in Europe, practically worshipped in Turkey, and adored in Asia. Not saying the racist idiots are not out there, but that's been my experience. But my experience was uplifting. I agree. That's why I talk a lot about dating in other countries. Because I've had good experiences. If I didn't have good experiences with it, I wouldn't talk about it. Right? I've done work exchanges, and I had a great experience, an okay experience, and a not good experience. I don't talk that much about work exchanges because I didn't have great experiences overall. But I talk about dating and Tindering around the world because it was good to me, mostly. Okay, I know. We still haven't solved the problem. Have we solved the problem? Yeah, so Weezy and Florida were about the same time, I think. Right? I'm talking about, I think Weezy was on after Florida. After Good Times was over, I think the Jeffersons was still running. I might be wrong. But yeah, we're covering 40 years of television here. So far we've got 5 Black women, right? And only 3 of them were on shows on major network TV, right? Because Chris Rock's show was not on major, and Moesha, right? Moesha was on UPN, I think, So I'm just talking. Oh, child, get your video out. Don't do it, okay? Do as little editing as possible and get your videos out there, okay? Unless your channel is about video editing, you don't have to have a super well-edited video. Put it out there. You get better. It gets easier as you go. If you're still dragging on getting your first and second videos, you're wasting time. Somebody's waiting to hear what you have to say. Yeah, I think we're one. I consider us one, right? Like the Caribbean is North America, right? Isn't it? I think it's the Americas. We got here the same way. Very similar experiences. So when I'm saying, like, sometimes I do, so I've been pitching sponsors lately to come and, how I want sponsors on this channel. I want white men to pay me to help Black women. So I've been pitching sponsors, and sometimes I say I have 80% Black, sometimes I say 80% Black women, and sometimes I say 80% African American and Afro Caribbean. But it's all this. I don't know. We're the same. It's the same group. I think we're in one group. Okay. Okay. Okay, so did we get anything solved? Did we find our place? Okay, so we've decided to look at the places with, it got really dark in here. Just, oh, I don't have my light on, y'all. I'm acting brand new. Like, I don't know how to do this. That's why it's so dark. I need a little water on this. Yeah, so did we decide on a place? Okay, so I hope Adelia's still here because there's one place on the list, even though you told me this was not necessary. On the list, there's one country where men outnumber women that I would like Adelia's input on, and that is Norway. In Norway, men outnumber women, and in, what's the other one? Albania. So Wanda from the Black Women Travel podcast, I think she just moved to Albania. When I had a conversation with her, I thought for sure she told me she was going to Croatia, and she ended up in Albania. So I need to know why. Maybe we'll holler at her, see if we can get her on here in August. Yeah, so I would like to know what factored into that and what about Albania drew her there. And I would like Adelia, if you're still here, to give us the info on Norway. Okay, CJ says it's not the same experience. Caribbean women seem to have it. Oh, the U.S. ladies seem to have it worse. Oh, we're down bad. Okay, so Brandy, this is the question. Who wants to spill their experience, their individual experience dating a rich man abroad? Where was he and what was it like? Please. Oh, not the same. I always thought the Caribbean was North America. Okay. I know that it'll say like North America and the Caribbean, but I thought that was unnecessary. Okay. I made up my own atlas. I won't be mad, Talia. Talia says Jamaicans trying to claim African American when they get the visa, when they get the stimulus rollout. Listen, if we get reparations, Caribbean people should get reparations as well, right? I don't see a dividing line. I want my reparations, thank you, and I want a Jamaican woman and what else is in the Caribbean? A Jamaican woman and a Dominican woman. I want her to get her reparations as well. Thank you. Yes. All right, here we go. Black pepper. When I went to Germany, I met a Norwegian guy. He said I could definitely get it in Norway. All right. Norway has serious money, AGL says, but too cold and long winters. Y'all know I'm team boycott winter, but you just because you meet him there doesn't mean you have to stay there, right? Just introduce him to the tropics and sunscreen. I think it would work. AC says Norway for good. Okay, so Adelia must be gone. Okay, so Adelia, Norway has, this is what I want Adelia to, because she's going to be better at explaining it. Norway has a girlfriend visa. So in the U.S. there's like the fiance visa, where you can come from another country to live in the U.S. if you're approved, if you're engaged to someone, to an American. Norway has that for girlfriends. You don't even have to be engaged. So you could meet a rich Norwegian. I think it's Norway. I hope. Okay. You can meet a rich Norwegian, get that girlfriend visa, and then get residency in Norway, which is a European Union country. So now you can roam around the EU. You don't have to be stuck to 90 days at a time. This is one of the benefits of Norway. Plus, Scandinavian men are tall. This is the region with the tallest people in the world. Another bonus. Wealthy, visa, tall. All right? Problems, winter. And they have that accent. I don't know. I'm not into the accent. I can't deal with the sound. I can't deal with English accents and some Scandinavian accents, right? Denmark, they sound very American, right? But the Swedish and the Norway, the sound is really strange to me. All right, Nubianette. I have a lot of Norwegian friends, and I've been twice. The men are a bit shy. You need to meet them at a bar, at a beer festival or somewhere else. I've never dated but have turned a few down. Okay. So do you think that we could Tinder there? Is this a place where we can Tinder? Yes, and Waffle Cat, we want more information about this rich man. Tell us if he flew you out. Is anybody giving us info? I think they do. I am not afraid of being of you. I'm not afraid to utilize that fact that I'm exotic to these people. I know that it can turn. There's a line where it gets to be being exoticized and fetishized. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about that initial like, oh, we don't have women like you where I live, right? I'm just talking about that. I'm not talking about the other side of things. But it's true, right? It's true. All right. Yeah, so we get it. We get him, but we don't. You don't have to stay. If he's got that kind of dough, go wherever, right? Go wherever. All right. Okay, so apparently we don't have any Wheezy because I don't see any. I'm scrolling down to the bottom of the comments. If you've already left a comment about your particular experience dating a rich man abroad, tell me that you've already commented, or just redo it if you can, or just tell me that you've already done it, and I will go back and look for it. Albanian men are hungry for women and think they are the only men. Oh, we're talking about like hyper masculinity. Okay, so maybe she's not there for dating. Okay. Yes. Yes. Come up off some paper. Yes. Keep your apologies, right? Just save those apologies. Pay me my money. Yes. Norwegians with money are moving to Portugal for winter. Yeah. Yeah. Some of them stay. Some of them enjoy that, right? They take pride in being able to withstand that dark, cold, depressing 6 months of the year. But some of them are like, I've had enough. Bye. Let's go to the beach. Where the beach at? Yes. Okay. I don't know Black Lightning. Black Lightning. I don't even know that. Is that what is it called? I was going to say a cartoon show, a superhero show. I don't know that one. And who's the mom? Who is she? Is she famous or is she somebody not famous yet? You know what I mean. You know what I mean. AC says her experiences was that the men in Norway were not shy. I don't have any. I don't have anything like tendering around the world. I've met Germans and Danish, no, in different places, especially Australia and like Vietnam. Well, I don't know. Everywhere you go, there's Germans there. But I don't have any experience with men from Norway. That's right, cutie pie. Yes, he got a passport. We can go. Okay, Francine. Hey, Francine. Francine says France also has a girlfriend visa. Okay, I didn't know that. I'm really surprised by the whole concept. Right? I understand the fiance visa, but the girlfriend visa thing is like a surprise to me that I didn't know until Adelia told me. She told us on some video. Some video. I don't know. Okay. And CJ too. Okay. CJ says the UK too. Okay. Double T in Norway, they're tall like trees. They're very tall. They're the tallest people, right? Norway, I think Denmark is actually the tallest people. But all that area, even the Netherlands, they're tall people. They're very tall people. So if that matters to you, like seriously, if it's a priority to you, go to where those people are, right? Like I don't see a problem with it. I don't see a problem with it. I don't see a problem with increasing your odds. If you would like to date tall men, Mexico is not going to be the top choice. They're not tall people. I've never seen a tall man in Mexico by himself. There are tall men in Mexico, but his wife is always right there. Right up on him. A tall man in Mexico cannot leave the house solo. That's like some kind of law. I don't know. Yeah? So I don't see a problem with figuring out your priorities and go in there. You might find that something you thought was a priority is not a priority. Maybe when I find a rich man, I'll be like, oh, actually, rich men are not all that important. You know, I would like to see for myself. I would like to find out for myself. But I don't see a problem with I don't see a problem with organizing your priorities and then living as though it's a priority. That's the whole point of this channel, right? If something is important to you, you have to live as though it's important. If travel is important to you, you've got to travel, right? And not just you've got to travel, but you've got to make it a priority, make it something that dictates some other parts of your life. If family and finding a family, making a family, finding a relationship is important to you, you got to, your week, like your weekly calendar has to reflect that. I think mine doesn't. Even though every year when I make my vision board, I say that this thing is a priority to me, that a relationship is a priority to me, it's not on my calendar anywhere. I have to fix that. I have to fix it, right? The things that were on my calendar, I showed you my vision board last on my birthday, right? My YouTube channel, I wanted so many subscribers on my YouTube channel. You know what's on my calendar? YouTube video interviews, scheduling, calling, commenting on other YouTube channels. All of that stuff is on my calendar because it's a priority. So if a man is a priority to you, we're talking man because I date men. I don't have experience dating women. In my mind, because I don't have that experience, in my mind, it would be easier to date women, right? But the grass is always greener, right? So I talk about dating men because that's the only experience that I have. But if a relationship, man, woman, or other, is a priority to you, I think you have to you got to figure out something, put something. It's got to be reflected in your week, at least, I think. So how am I going to reflect it? I don't know. I guess I'm going to look at countries with this golden visa. Denmark also, okay, Deanna says Denmark also has a girlfriend visa, but you need, my thing covers it, another visa first. Because you must have a registered address together for 18 months. Okay. Oh, that's sneaky. That's tricky. So you have to be allowed to stay in Denmark for 18 months before you can get the girlfriend visa. So I guess basically a work visa is your main option, student visa or something like that. Okay. Then then you can get the girlfriend visa. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. I don't think so. The Maasai are the tallest. That's maybe the tallest in Africa. Denmark is definitely the tallest in the world. They had to change their building codes. The people were so tall they were hitting their heads on the door frames. And they have lots of travel time. So Norwegians, so not only do they have money and health care and they're tall, but they're not expected to work 50 weeks out of the year. They're not expected. Most of my Norwegian friends spend several weeks of the year traveling around. That's right. They're not tall, but they're a higher percentage. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what their vacation time looks like, but it's definitely not 2 weeks out of the year. You know? Yeah, they have more time to travel, which is why you see them when you go around the world. I don't think so. S. Hughes says, is it better to date in countries that allow dual citizenship, just in case? I don't think we need to worry about dual citizenship, right? Residency is just as good, right? Or am I overlooking something with citizenship? I totally am not thinking about dual citizenship at all. As long as you can get residency somewhere. So I don't think that's necessary unless you know something I don't know. But residency, you can get residency in a lot of places without being a citizen. Norway is not EU. Are you sure? It's definitely EU. Definitely. I'm about to Google that. Not a member of the EU. Wow. Wow, that's weird. I find that strange. Okay. Oh, so it's not going to be super helpful. Oh, so I don't know. I don't know. I'm taking Norway back off the list. Thank you for that, Korkoi. Korkoi. Thank you for that. I'm sorry. Korkoi? Thank you. I didn't know that. Okay, so then there's not, you don't get that benefit of being able to bop around the EU. So I don't know. I might move them down, back off the list. Because that's the point, right? That's the point. All right. Okay, and AC says many of them don't have an accent. Okay, yeah, I found a lot of a lot of Danish people also have, they have a very American English accent as opposed to the British English accent or like the European English accent. You know, I can't stand the British accent or the English. I can't stand English accent. Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. In men, I should say, in men, I can't stand English accents in men. I'm like, what is he saying? That I don't know. I just can't. I can't. Ooh. I'm like, for real? That's how you sound? All right. All right. Let me get back on track. Okay. Okay, Sophia. So I've seen Italy. I've been scrolling, and we haven't talked Italy. Italy is where it's at for Black women. Sophia says you have your pick. It's in Italian men's nature to pamper women. All right, friends. Let's hear about Italy. Okay. I don't have any experience in Italy. I do know that there's an entire like business industry, an entire industry of Black women coming from here, U.S. Caribbean Black women going to Italy specifically to date and to meet men. Right? There's an entire industry. I want to say her name is Felice, and it's called something like Black Travel something. It's really like a really simple name, but there's like this is a thing. We've talked before on here about Italy and about we've talked on here before about Italy and about the difference between men liking Black women and men marrying Black women. So if anybody has any experience, let us know. Black Peppa, looks like we found a winner. Northern European men it is. They're educated, good visas, they make good money, and they're tall, and I'm tall. I'm tall too, I'm 5'9". Okay, I don't know. So the wintertime thing really scares me because if he lives in the region and he knows that there's options because it's 2021, there are options, and he still lives there, he likes it there. You know, he likes the winter. I don't know that I could be in a relationship with someone who enjoys winter because then he's going to want me to enjoy winter. He's going to want to go skiing and ice skating, snowshoeing, or whatever people do. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still with Turkey. Turkey is still number one on my list. So yes, right? All of those other things are wonderful, Black Pepper, but I don't know. If I met, right, so maybe a Norwegian man who just doesn't live in Turkey, right? I mean, who doesn't live in Norway. Maybe that's the answer. I don't know. I don't know. I think you're right, AJ. I think we have very similar, I think so. I agree with that. Okay, good morning. Hello, Deborah. Deborah hosts the 60 plus Black women expats group. It's a Facebook group um, for, it's pretty clear, for Black women expats 60 plus or wannabe expats, right? You don't have to be already out of the country to join the group and get in on that good information. Yes, so this is a bonus. Another bonus for these men, Scandinavian men, is that they are feminists, right? They do believe in the equality of the sexes, and they live it out, right? So in my brief amount of time that I spent in the Netherlands, I saw things that look different, right? That just stand out. Like you'll see a dad bicycling with the kid attached and the baby on his chest, you know, like things that would normally be the mom. The mom, you know, the mom is the one kid with the snuggly or whatever, you know. The dads do things. They don't seem to distinguish between this is a woman's responsibility and this is a man's responsibility. And I'm all for that. Ah, I didn't know that, Janelle. Janelle says she read that Portugal had a low literacy rate. I didn't know that. Maybe referring to the older population. Hmm. Cutie Pie, in my experience, you don't need Tinder or dating apps as much when you travel if you're out in public spaces and you're open for conversation. That's right. I told you in France, like you just walk out the door. In Spain and then in Paris, anyway. I only went to Paris. You just walk out the door and they're like, bonjour, ma jolie. Whatever. I don't speak French. You're like, do you want to do dancing? So, that's right. There are places where men are more, and I would guess Italy, right? I've never been to Italy, but I would guess where they're more likely to just initiate conversation. In other places, you're going to have to put some effort into it, like a Tinder. South Africa, the same. I didn't need Tinder in South Africa, and I actually had to remove it from my phone in South Africa. Like, I got to get rid of it. I can't. Yes, so there are places where you don't need extra help. There are some places where you're going to need some extra help, where men aren't going to naturally come and start talking to you. It's not in their nature. But once you get a conversation initiated, it's a go. This is my it's a go. All right. Okay, let's do a girlfriend trip to Norway. Y'all plan that. I don't know. I know. Out of many, we are one. Says you. She's is like, why do you dislike the British accent? I just, I don't know. So I only hear out of one ear. I don't know if I'm just not hearing something. I don't, but I can't. I'm like, what? Especially in men. I don't know that I have a problem with British women's accents, but when British men start talking, I'm like, the boxer Anthony Joshua. He looks like he was created. He doesn't look human, right? Ridiculous body. Anyway, last time I saw him, and I remember seeing him on screen and being like, wow, look at this man. And then I heard him talk, and I was like, psh. Right? I can't deal with the English accent. I mean English. When I say British, I mean English, not Scottish. I'm down with Scottish. Even, what is it? The Welsh accent, very different. I'm down with the Welsh accent, right? I don't know that I've ever met a Northern Irish person, but I know the Irish accent, right? No problem with those, but that English accent, English and New Zealand. New Zealand is a place that has a reputation of being very good to black people, to black travelers. Like black travelers who go to New Zealand love New Zealand. But man, they sound ridiculous. Like, why do you talk like that? I can't. Yes. All right. Cutie Pie says in Aruba, her Dutch bae was speaking sexy Dutch to her. Yeah, I'm down with that. I like that. Yes. So this is the flip side. Locks of Love Tarot says that she hears that Scandinavian men are not very romantic or chivalrous. That is the flip side, right? If you're dating a man who views you as his equal, he's not going to pull out the chair for you. Right? Or is he? Am I wrong about this? Right? If he says, I believe in the equality of the sexes, right? And we have a woman prime minister or whatever they call her, right? Then is he going to pull out the chair? Is he going to be chivalrous? No, romantic is something that he can learn, right? If they don't do romance in his place, I think he can learn romance. But I don't know. Is he ever going to be chivalrous? If that's something that you need, I don't know if that you're going to get it from these men, because they don't see things that way, right? It's not like Italians where they feel like they have to woo you. I don't know that you're ever going to get it from these men. I think you can teach romance, right? But you're not going to teach. They're not going to take the chivalry lesson. It's not, I don't think. Okay. So here's a comment from CJHRLH07. I dated a rich Indian guy, but they are interested in black women as sidekicks. Indian as in from India, or Indian as in Indian American? Because that's going to be a different experience as well, I think. Linus Pride. Yeah, I don't know about dating rich men abroad. I've heard of women dating rich men, and the men are cheap and make them pay for their own trips. It taught me that rich men don't mean a thing. That's right. I just read a post on I guess it was on Twitter, a woman who went on vacation, her boyfriend or fiance or husband, I don't remember. She went on vacation with him and his family, who was a, a rich family. I don't know that they were rich as in don't work, but they were well to do. Before, and I think she was a teacher, before the trip, she took an extra job to be able to cover her portion of things. And while they're on the trip, she only ate 2 meals a day. And he said he could hear her stomach growling sometimes at night because she didn't get enough to eat during the day. And he didn't buy her any food. He didn't pay for her trip, first of all, knowing good and well that he made, 5, 10 times what she makes. He didn't pay for her trip, for one. And second, he let her go to bed hungry. And then when they got home, he had a talk with her about money. So you're right. So I'm not talking about that kind of rich man. No, indeed. Right? No, indeed. What's the point? What's the point of having a rich man if you're not getting things? No, indeed. Yeah, I read that. And the post was from him. He was saying this is what happened, and as if something was wrong with her for, I guess, not being able to afford it or not being able to communicate to him that she couldn't afford things. And I'm like, dude, buy her a ticket, right? Buy her dinners. Why is she? Anyway, yes, so there's no point in having a rich man if you're not getting stuff, right? Okay, Yoga Bliss Dance is going. She says her vote is for Italy. They're romantic, masculine, and find black women beautiful overall. Listen, I know that they like the look of black women, but I'm talking about, are they going to marry a black woman? Somebody answer that. Anybody got any answers? Pacific Islanders are big people too. So there's a Pacific Island on the list y'all told me to stop looking at. There is, I'm going to say Solomon Islands, Micronesia, Papua New Guinea. I don't think that's a safe place. I may be wrong about that. French Polynesia, and there was another. I may be too far down on the list. Solomon Islands, Samoa, right? So those are also countries where men outnumber women. Yeah. I don't know if we're going to find wealthy people there. Are we? Besides like football players who go back, right? Are we going to find wealthy people in Samoa and Solomon Islands and whatever? Let me know. Yeah, I agree. Hey, Emery, so colorism is a thing in the Caribbean too. Is it? Okay, but it's king in the U.S. Okay. Because I'm saying, is it because my only experience as a grown-up black woman in the U.S., the only men who really have shown any interest in me are Caribbean men. Yeah. Being on my side of the paper bag test, right? That's that. Okay, I'm surprised. I'm only a little surprised, only from personal experience, but thinking about it in general, it makes total sense, right? Same, same experiences, same people, same messaging. All right. Jessica Lois Turner. A lot of rich men are stingy. Many less wealthy men are more generous with their money, time, and affection. Does that make a difference if he earned his money or if he inherited his money? Does that make a difference? Annabella. Annabella's trying to help me. If the guy is mostly what you want and is really into you, accents won't matter. I don't know. I don't know. Have you ever heard someone talk and you just roll your eyes? How do you get into a relationship with that person if you can't even stand the way they talk? Seriously. I'm serious about that particular thing. I'm serious. I don't know how you even get to a point of a relationship with somebody when you're like, oh, shut up. I don't want to hear it. I don't know, Annabella. I don't know that I would, I don't know. I don't know. When I tell you I can't stand, so I was listening to a podcast in the hot tub yesterday about something that I want to do next. Really helpful podcast, but her guest was from New Zealand, and this was a woman. Her guest was from New Zealand, and I was like, oh my God, shut up. Is there a blog post? Like, can I just read a blog post about this? I don't want to hear another word from this person. That New Zealand and that English accent, oh, they grate on my nerves. I love the New Orleans accent. I think it's voted the best in the world. I don't think I made that up. I think the New Orleans accent was voted the best accent in the world, right? And Welsh, they always get good compliments as well. But man, when I hear that New Zealand or that English accent in a man or anybody, like with New Zealand, anybody, I can't. I can't. I don't know. I don't think it would work. I don't think it would work. I'd rather have to work for a living. I would rather have to keep working than, I don't know. I don't know. Anne-Marie, I don't want to put this on the screen, but I also do want to put this on the screen. North Mexico is where the tall Mexican men are. Okay, everyone else is hobbit size. They're small people. Mexican people are small people. So are Black South Africans. So if you go to South Africa and the man is tall, he's not South African. He's, what do we say, Nigerian, maybe from Zimbabwe, but definitely not South Africans. They're very small people as well. Yeah, so like, if you have a priority, get yourself to where these people are. The parenthood. I did forget the parenthood. So earlier, a couple of people reminded me because the mother from the parenthood just died. I'm sorry, but I did see comments about her also. So I did forget her. So thank you for adding her to the list. Thank you. And she just passed away. Her very good friend is named Stephanie Perry Moore, and she was quoted in a lot of articles this week about the death of Suzanne, the mother from the parenthood. So thank you for that. Yeah, Robert Townsend, like I said, Robert Townsend and Chris Rock have been two Black men who have made an effort to have Black wives on screen. Right? Out of all, they are two Black men who have made an effort to make sure that their wives are Black women on screen. Okay, Annabella, I only dated a few wealthy guys from other countries in the United States. Okay. Do you want to tell us where and how they treated you? What was Cutie Pie's question? Right? Is that what you said? Don't forget to add in how they treated you. Do you want to tell us that? Yeah, the Dutch are tall. Cutie Pie says Dutch guys in Aruba are all over 6 feet. Yeah. 50 weeks of work. Child, my own sister-in-law told us a few years ago that she had been on her job for 15 or 16 years. She still had 2 weeks vacation. That was just a few years ago, maybe 5 years ago. She told us that she'd been on that job for 15 years, still got 2 weeks of vacation. Like, that's America. Hello, that's America. I'm gonna guess that you've never had a job for an American company. It's like that's a reality. The most I've ever had, I think the Army gave us 4 weeks. I think. I don't really remember how time worked in the Army. I think the Army gave us 4 weeks, but that's the most I've ever had of vacation. I've had 3. Most jobs start you with 2, and I never stayed with it. I'm a serial job quitter, so I never stayed longer to get too many more weeks. So I've had 3 weeks of vacation. If you stay for 5 years, you get 3 weeks or whatever. I have made it like over the hump a couple of times, but I've never been with someone long enough to get like 4, 5, 6 weeks of vacation. That's just not how it's done. So this is another piece of good info. Liz says, so she answered my first question. Italian men are gorgeous and love to hook up with Black women, but marriage is another story. So that's my question. Are they marrying Black women, right? Okay, but then she answered something that we didn't even know was the situation. Becoming an Italian citizen is extremely difficult. Marriage doesn't get you the passport. That's strange. Is it strange, or is that how most of the world operates? So you can marry an Italian citizen and not get, are we talking about you don't even get permanent residency or what? Because like I said, I don't know that I need citizenship somewhere, but I would want residency. I would want to be a resident where he's a resident, you know? Brandy, we're going to put in effort, okay? We're going to put in work towards the things that we want. We are. Faith without works is useless, okay? Faith without works is useless and ineffective. Or faith without works is dead, okay? So we're going to put something, I don't know what to put on I still don't know what to put. I guess, I don't know. All I got is go to Turkey. I got that on my calendar in April. Go to Turkey. But if you want something, it's got to be reflected in your week somewhere. That's what I know, right? The things that I looked at on my vision board that had already come to fruition, right? Making enough money. My goal was $3,000 a month from house sitter school and one-on-one calls. I've blown that out of the water already. It's only July. And I wanted, I think 15,000 YouTube subscribers. Also blew that out of the water. I blew that out of the water in February. But those are things that are reflected in my calendar and have been reflected in my calendar for the last year and a half. Or, since the vision board, they have been reflected. I have had time and focused energy towards those things. And don't you know, I got those things. So I don't know what to do. I think the 2023 is going to be the year for me to set up adoption in 2024, right? I want to adopt, I think, in 2024. But what am I saying? What year are we in? 2023. Okay, 2022. Let me go back on this. I think 2022 is the year that I need to set up things so that I can adopt in 2023, is what I'm saying, right? I think that I need to get a home, like a residence, not buy a home. If I tell you I'm buying a home, please have me locked up somewhere. Home ownership is not for your girl. But I do need some kind of home base, is what I'm saying. So next year I need to commit to getting some sort of home base someplace. And so when I'm thinking about getting these home bases, I'm like, well, let's make sure that this home base aligns with the other things that I want. If I need to get a home, an apartment or something, Tulsa, Oklahoma sounds like a good choice. It's inexpensive. They have that thing where they're giving people $10,000 to move there, but it doesn't align with me wanting a family, a relationship. So I got to think on that. I got to think on that. So Brandy, I still haven't figured out how to get it on my calendar. I don't know. Like, there's a woman who has success with dating, and I think she uses a matchmaker. She says she doesn't use a matchmaker, but I really think she does. And y'all know that I think that I know things. Right? I'm an INFP, and sometimes I'd be like, I be knowing, right? I be knowing. And I'm pretty sure she's using a matchmaker. So is it? Figure out what a matchmaker costs. Maybe that's something I could do in a week. Figure out what does a matchmaker cost and decide if that's a route I want to take or something. But I do think if it's important to you, it has to be reflected in your schedule, in your calendar. I don't know any other way, right? I could just hope and wait for it to fall into my lap. But I'm a hermit. I like to stay in the house. I don't leave the house. So that's not going to work. It's not going to work, right? We did have a landscaper. So after the tropical storm blew through, which was nothing, which we slept through, a real big storm came through about 5 days later and blew some tree limbs down and blew the patio lights. They have those lights outside on the patio. Blew the lights down. And so the landscaper came the next day or the day after, and I went over to talk to him. And I was like, well, let me get cute, because I haven't seen a man, except for the mailman. I don't ever see men. So I was like, well, so I put a head wrap on just to cover up because my hair was not looking good, right? I'm like, because this is as close as I'm going to get to a man just falling into my lap. Anything other than that, I'm going to have to put some effort into it. I did AC. Okay, so AC says, I think you missed my rich man abroad experience. He bought all my airfare. Okay. He was going to buy me a villa, but I opted for him to pay for my education. All right, so AC, let me look. Is that, let me, I'm going to look and see if you have, um, I'm going to scroll back. Okay, so I see this comment from, I'm searching for AC's comments now, y'all. Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing this. AC says a good test for if he's a generous man or is a stingy man. One is the drink test. Oh, stingy one is the drink test. The drink being coffee, beer, whatever. If he's unwilling to buy a drink, he's not going to spend money on other things. Ah, right. Right. If he won't buy you the small things, he's not going to buy you the little things. Okay. Okay. So, as you know, I have been very vocal about not paying for my own drinks. And I didn't really realize that that was tying into the fact that I want a rich man, but it kind of is. When I go places and I have to buy my own drinks, I'm like, I don't want to talk to none of y'all. Not no man in this place. If I'm buying my own drinks, nobody's getting any phone number, no information, nothing, right? That's not how it works. But I think I can see how it's connected, right? Because I do, if I'm going to bother to get a man, might as well be a rich man. And I guess, right, the first test is, am I buying my own drinks or not? AC kind of agrees with me on the British accent thing, kind of a mush mouth. I don't agree, Cha-Cha girl. I don't agree that Idris sounds good. I'm like, why do you sound like that? Is this a joke? That's what I think when I hear a black or any British man talk. I'm like, is this a joke? Is this, you can't really. You really? Oh my gosh, don't let him start rapping. Don't let him start rapping. I can't. Okay, so I'm scrolling back to get AC's original. Okay. My rich man abroad experience. A few things. Purchased my airline ticket. He was going to buy me a villa, but I opted for him to pay for my education. Okay, same comment. Okay. All right. Okay. That's short and sweet. We need, I want more info. All right, so I think, do you want to tell us which country? So do you want to tell us anything more? Like which country and his age group? What were our questions? Which country and what age group was he in at the time? Right? Because I think that we're going to have to talk, we're talking men like 50 and up. I don't think we're talking men in their 30s and 40s. I think when we're talking about and one more question, did he make his money or did he inherit his money? If you don't mind, AC, if you want to share any or all of these things, which country did he make or inherit his money? And what was my third question? Whatever. Somebody, y'all know, you'll know. Okay, so that's helpful. Okay. All right. All right. I can't. I can't. All right. Girl, child, I don't know if you were a child woman or not, but we couldn't even be friends. Because your man would want to start rapping and I would have to run out of the room screaming. Then he'd be like, y'all ain't friends no more. I don't want her over my house anymore. I can't stand it. I can't take it. I can't. Oh my gosh. What in the world? He calls with alcohol call instead. How manipulative of you. Listen, it's an exchange, Irizarry. It's an exchange. If a man doesn't mind paying for drinks, why are you upset? Right? Why are you upset about the dynamics of our relationship? I mean, relationship as in two people relating, in relation to each other. Why are you upset about it? We Everything is in exchange, right? Some men want to occupy hours of your time and give you nothing out of it, right? You want to sit and talk to me for hours? My time is more valuable than this little $12 drink, right? Don't be mad at me. Listen, I didn't invent capitalism, right? If you're a capitalist, you can't be mad at me. I don't think. Or you can be mad at me if you want, but that's how I do it. Okay, I don't know any Black Australians. Hi, Cost God. The Aussie accent on Black people is cool. Okay, hi. I don't know. So I have a totally different not appreciation, but a totally different feeling about the Australian accent to the New Zealand accent. Australian, no problem. New Zealand, what? What? No problem. I spent a winter in Australia, which was a summer, and no problem with it. I'm down with it. The kid Australian accent on kids is really cute. But New Zealand, oh, it's awful. Awful, awful. Okay. So, all right, let me go back and see if we got a reply for the 3 questions that I asked that I couldn't even remember. AC. Okay. That's the first one I saw, Nirel. That's the first one I saw. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, you won't be mad at me. Time is money. Time is valuable. Time is valuable. My time, you want my time? You want my attention? If you don't want to buy me a drink, you don't have to buy me a drink, right? Just know that I've categorized you in my brain as not, you're not going to share, you're not going to give. Okay. Okay. You're welcome. Yeah, so I have a thing about sometimes there are things that I know that we can just have a conversation on. As you can see, I like to talk. There are some things that we can just have a conversation about. I don't know that if it's, yeah, there's some things I just, I want to tell you, these are my thoughts. That's no reason for this channel. These are how I think about these things. Yeah, that's what I feel. That's how I feel about it. And I didn't realize until just here on this live stream that might be related to the idea that if I want a rich man, I want to make sure he's going to give me something. What's the point in having a rich man who doesn't share? Ugh. Okay. Okay, June. Have a good day at work. We'll see you again. Okay. So maybe AC is not going to give us the info. So I'm sorry. So I feel like, did we come out of this live stream with answers? I came into the live stream with an answer in my brain, which was Turkey, and I have not been dissuaded. I have not been dissuaded against Turkey. And I have been, Portugal has gotten even higher on my list with the golden visa situation, even though, as Krishan told us, Krishan from Blackset Global told us that it's going away, but, the men who got it already got it, right? So I'm okay with that. Yes. Yeah. So I don't know. Did we get any answers about where to go? We got the good test. So AC gave us a good test. Oh, you did reply. Okay. Well, let me look. Okay. Let me go back. Thank you. I appreciate you. We appreciate you. Okay. You're doing the Lord's work. Okay. I was in Wales. He was over 6 feet. He's 43. Okay. He started his own software company. Okay. I think rich men that make their own are better to date. The rich men that make their money versus inherited it are better to date. I would have guessed that, having had no experience. I would have guessed that. Okay, so this is something that we didn't think about because of the list that I started out with that y'all said was garbage, that had the countries where men outnumber women, right? Because they were heavy oil countries, right? We're talking, some of those are men who did not earn their money. And we're talking probably older men, okay? But I didn't think about the new software and tech rich men, right? There are new tech and software rich men who are younger, so are going to be less tied, maybe, hopefully, to patriarchal systems, and who maybe are going to be more generous giving and sharing as a result of being new money. In a good way. I mean, new money in a good way. Okay. Thank you for that, AC. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. All right, so the tech stuff we didn't think about, or I didn't think about, that may be what's going on in Albania. So we did hear that Albania is not a wealthy country. This is a for Europe, it's a poor country, I guess. But but they do have some sort of tech infrastructure, from what I understand, right? Or I think so. Maybe that's what's going on there. Okay. How do we feel? Yeah. Ivy, I agree. I love me some Portugal. Portugal is Bay. I love Portugal. I've never been to a place and been like, I'm coming back, like to, as except for Portugal and Mexico. South Africa, I loved and I enjoyed, but I felt like I did it. I did this. I just traveled all over South Africa. I felt like I did this. I will go back with some friends or family. I would go back with friends or family, but I didn't feel like I need to live here, like I did in Portugal. I think Portugal is a total package. I hope that more of us get to experience it. Okay, so Nubianette, back on Scandinavia. Younger Scandinavian men would be less likely to buy you drinks unless you were in a relationship, right? Because, like we said, they're not chivalrous. Yes. Okay, I could agree with that. Well, okay, I could agree with that. Unless you were in a relationship. Or I would say, unless they've spent a lot of time in other places like the US or the UK, right? Because some of these habits are learned. Some of this idea is a learned idea. If they are in a bar and they want some attention, they know that they're going to have to buy drinks. I think I'm going to guess that. Okay. Back to the comment. Men over 55 are still old school and will buy you drinks and dinner at first meeting you. Okay. Okay. So, are they? Okay. I wouldn't. Okay. All right. Thank you, Nubianette. Okay. I'm just processing it. I'm processing it. Okay. So, some of us have chosen a Scandinavian destination for Operation Rich Man 2022. And some of us have chosen Turkey. Have we chosen any place else? And some of us have chosen Caribbean, St. Kitts and Nevis and wherever. Okay, name me. Okay, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. Okay. I have a business. I'm running a business. I'm doing the things, but I still want somebody else's money. Okay. Because I want a relationship, right? I want a family of my own. If I want a family of my own, if I'm going to get a man, why not a rich man? Like, to me, it makes perfect sense. Okay. All right. And then Double T says she dated a Scandinavian who was generous and chivalrous. Okay. And paid for everything. All right. So as I have stereotyped as best I could to save us some frustration. But Double T is teaching us that everyone is an individual and you take people as they come. You take them as they come, right? So yes to stereotyping in order to get yourself to the place where you can increase your odds, but also yes to remembering that everybody is an individual. Okay? All right. Zion Jordan J. I found in Portugal, I was on Tinder in Portugal and I found I didn't need it. In Lisbon, anyway, Lisbon was a place where I did really walk down the street and men stopped me and, introduced themselves to me, which is strange to me because there are Black Portuguese women. So it wasn't like, oh, she's exotic, like in some places, like in the Philippines, right? In the Philippines, they don't have people who look like me. There are Black Portuguese people, so, but I did find men there did stop and talk to me on the streets. And my Tinder was popping in Lisbon. I moved up Portugal and went to Coimbra and Aveiro and the other one, Porto. But I don't remember dating and Tindering anywhere but down in Lisbon, because I started moving up. And as I moved up, had less and less money. So I just was like, I got to stay home. I can't be doing fun stuff. I just, whatever. So, but my experience was good. I didn't even get to the best parts of Portugal. Like, I didn't get to those beaches, the Algarve, Faro, the area of Portugal. I didn't get there. And I still loved it and had an amazing time. As far as making friends, it's a place where I think you need to find a friend group. Like, from what I saw, you can't go out to a restaurant and expect to make friends at the restaurant. You got to take your friends with you, because they're going to stay at the restaurant for hours and hours, and they're going to stay together in their group. But it wasn't a place where, to me, I didn't meet any new people new friends. Am I saying this right? So I would get into a group for people who like something and make friends that way, right? So if you crochet, I haven't shown you I've been working on crochet. This is a double half double loop, I think. I've been practicing. It's supposed to be a straight line, but it's not a straight line. So I can't make anything until I can figure out how to crochet a straight line, right? If you're into crochet, join some crochet groups, right? If you're into wine, join some wine groups. If you just want to meet Black expats, join Black expat groups in Portugal. I think you need to. It's not a place where you can just walk out the door and expect to make friends. They don't seem to be that kind of people. Oh, come have dinner with us, which I do have happen to me in places. You're sitting alone. Do you want to join us? Right? It's not that kind of place, I would say. But you can make friends with people by joining groups of people. Okay? I hope that answered your questions, Zion Jordan J. Hi, Lynn. Turn on notifications. I say it all the time. I didn't introduce myself today. Hello, everyone who's still here. Thank you for being here. Make sure that you subscribe and make sure that you turn on notifications. Hit that notification bell, right, and say turn on notifications. And on your phone, you may have to go on your phone, onto the settings, and turn on notifications on your phone if you want to be notified when I go live for shenanigans and fun and information. Yes. All right. Language learning apps. Weezy Jefferson says language learning apps. I would add in classes, language learning apps, and in like tutors. Getting a tutor who does small group sessions would also be very helpful. I am in the Blacks in Portugal Facebook group. Yes, I'm in that group. I haven't even been to Portugal. I mean, I'm not planning on going. I have been to Portugal, but I'm not even planning on going to Portugal anytime soon. And I'm in that group. Yes. So get in groups with people who are into what you're into. That seems like the way to meet people in Portugal. There are some places where you just go and strangers will talk to you on the street and you will have friends. I met Heidi in Australia from Married at First Sight. She was on Australians Married at First Sight. I met her years ago when I was in Australia. I was just sitting at a coffee shop and she sat down and she talked to me and we became friends. Right? So there are places, Australians are just going to talk to you. Yeah, there are places where you can go and make friends without trying. Portugal, I think you're going to have to try. But they're good. They seemed to be good, helpful, kind people, just not overly outgoing and like Australians, right? Okay. AGL. So Rashida, who is Sheeta's on the Loose here on YouTube, Rashida and I hosted a workshop on getting residency in Portugal, where we had a relocation expert come in and talk about the specific D7 visa for Portugal. If anyone's interested in that, you can go to exodussummit.com/workshops and check out that workshop. Portugal is a very good option for Americans or for people who want to go and not have to work in that country, right? Whether you're working remotely or you have money or that's it, work online somehow, work for someone who's not in Portugal. exodussummit.com/workshops. exodussummit.com/workshops. Okay. So that exodussummit.com/workshops. Yes. So we have a workshop specifically on getting residency in Portugal. Yes. There's a reason that it's at the top of so many people's lists, right? One of those reasons is that there is a clear path to getting residency. They have a welcoming system to give you residency in Portugal, and the food is good, and they have 300 days of sunshine, and for Europe they have a low cost of living, and as IVD says, if when you make a friend in Portugal, you have a friend for life. Right? It was just a good place, a place where I was there for less time. I was on my gap year. Most countries I stayed in for like 2 months. Australia, I was there for 2 or 3 months. Vietnam, I was there for 2 months. Portugal, maybe 3 weeks. I had less time there and I loved it. Might have even been 2 weeks. Less time there and I loved it and could not wait. Still cannot wait to go back. Okay. You're welcome, AC. You're welcome. So Rashida and I, who are partners in Exodus Summit stuff, Exodus as a business, we want to make sure that you have the information to take action. Okay? So we're not just here to inspire you. Oh, it's so great. Rashida has residency in Mexico. Isn't that great? It's great, okay? But we want you to be able to do it. So we do those workshops. We have a workshop on getting residency in Mexico. Rashida just got her residency in Mexico, right? We're not about like, look at us and celebrate us, right? I'm not like, look, I'm house sitting in an awesome house. Ain't this awesome? I'm like, look, here's how you get your first house sit. Okay, here's how you get residency in Mexico or Portugal. Here's how you get that student visa to France. Here's how, we're into that thing. This is what we're into. We're into making sure that we want you to live your dream. There's no other way to say it. We want you to live your dream. And that Black to Portugal. So the woman who did the workshop for us is a woman I found through the Blacks in Portugal. I think it's called Black to Portugal, right? The Black to Portugal Facebook group. I went in that group, I listened, and they were like, so-and-so is the expert. And I'm sorry, right now, I can't remember her name. I don't remember her name. They were like, she is the expert on getting residencies in Portugal. I contacted her and I was like, can you do a workshop for us? And she did it. It's helpful. It's helpful. Okay, good. Good. AGL, Portugal is lovely. I'm moving to Mexico, though. 3 weeks for at least a year. In 3 weeks. Congratulations. That's wonderful. Mexico, another fantastic choice. Fantastic choice. It gives Portugal a run for its money in my book. Yes. When we go to Turkey, will you be doing a house sit or renting an Airbnb? Most likely an Airbnb. Just because with some house sits, you never know. Something might pop up and then I have to be there, right? If the plumbing something and I want to be able to know. Truffle, I don't know if you can see her. Anyway, I want to know that my time is my time. So when we're in Turkey, I will probably be in an Airbnb, not house sitting. Now, again, I want to stay in Turkey for 3 months. I want to use every day of my 90-day tourist visa. So I may do some house sits while I'm there. But during that weekend, Easter, I will not be house sitting. Just because you never know. The dog gets sick or, something, and you have to be there and take care of that thing, take care of their responsibility. I don't want any responsibilities while we're kicking up our heels in Turkey. Yes, and Driven Spice is Driven Spice is a wonderful resource on Portugal. She just got her residency in Portugal, right? Driven Spice, I've been interviewed on her channel. She did a workshop for us, or a session for us during Exodus Summit 2020. Yes, right? So there is a lot of Portugal info out there. Get it. If you're interested in Portugal, get that info. Okay. We're not, right now, we didn't have enough demand, AC, for Costa Rica. If there is demand, so I just talked to Global Black Girl, Marina, who is a coach for Costa Rica. If we get some demand to do a workshop in Costa Rica, I would love to, because I think Costa Rica is another fantastic option for Black people. It's such a peaceful country, right? And that matters. That matters when you're talking about leaving the United States to get some peace of mind, right? That the environment that you're going into matters. And so I would love to, but we just didn't have any demand. We tried. We tried to pre-sell, right? As a business owner, I think it's important to pre-sell. Don't just have people say, I want it, but have people pre-register. And we just couldn't get anyone interested. But I think we need to do more talking about how Costa Rica is so wonderful before people will start to know that it's wonderful and that it's an option, right? Because Black women weren't checking from Mexico 2 or 3 years ago, right? They just weren't. And then other Black women started saying, I'm living my dreams in Mexico. And then there became demand for workshops like this. So I think we need to do some work on the front end and letting people know how fantastic Costa Rica is. It's not as budget friendly as Mexico, definitely not, but it's not San Francisco Bay Area, right? We're not talking expensive. And they are another country that has a clear path. This is how you can get residency here. So the short answer to that is hopefully later, not now. Gail, that's her. Thank you, Junket. Yes, Gail Aguiar ran our workshop. Very helpful, okay? Very helpful. Seriously, if you're thinking about getting, or if not thinking about, if you know you want residency in Portugal, go to that workshop, okay? If you're not sure yet, poke around, listen to, watch people like Cinnamon Driven Spice, watch, all right? But once you know you want residency, go to that workshop. It's going to make things so much more smooth for you instead of like, well, how do I do it, right? She laid it out for us in the workshop, and she gave us I guess I can tell you, she gave us a code to follow up with her later at a discount. So if you want to use her services to help get your residency paperwork filed and things, you get the discount. I don't think there's a timeline on that. I hope not. Yeah, put it on your list, put it on your list. Yes, that's Gail. Thank you, Junket. Thank you for that. All right. And that's at exodussummit.com/workshops. exodussummit.com/workshops. Yeah, so there is some, let's see, haven't seen my family. Oh, you guys are talking. Oh, okay. Do you guys know each other? I don't know. I'm in your business. Okay. I think I've made it to the bottom of the comments. I'm sorry, I haven't seen a lot of comments. I just have been skipping around. Okay, this is a good note to end on. All right, Ms. Kamara, I just love this community you've built. Thank you. You got me wanting to move to Vietnam now. Vietnam is wonderful. I had a kimono like this on my birthday, and I had that made in Vietnam. Yeah, Vietnam is wonderful. Okay, good. All right, so we're going to wrap things up. So if you're handling things in the chat, if you're communicating with people and you need to get some follow-up from them, you need to do that because we're going to wrap things up. Okay, so my answer is, I guess our answer is Scandinavia, including Norway, which is not in the EU, which is so strange. Thank you for telling me that because I would never have known that. Okay, Adelia's back. Yes. Okay, so I guess our answer is Norway for people who are okay with cold because it seemed to have ticked off a lot of our other boxes. I'm still keeping Turkey at the top of my list. I still think Turkey is the answer. AZ, do some more reporting. Do some more research for us, please. AZ is in Turkey, so do some more research and let us know. Maybe you need to get a little older, right? Not you get a little older, but I mean get a little older in terms of the men that you say, yes, I'll go on a date with you, right? So that you can do some more research for us. All right? And I don't think we came up with any other countries that we would want to look into, right? A lot of the Middle East is on our list for countries where men outnumber women. And then a lot of the Caribbean is on our list because of the golden visa, which I'm going to do some more checking around on, right? Because if there are sites, like if there's a group, right? I told you to get in groups for things that you're interested in. Like if you're interested in crochet, get into some crochet groups. So if there are groups for people wanting the golden visa, I should be in those groups, even though I definitely am not qualifying for anybody's golden visa anytime soon. I should still be in those groups, right? Because that's where those men are. So I think we've gotten a step closer, and we've decided that if it's a priority, it's got to be on our calendar somehow, even though I still haven't figured out exactly. Maybe I will do that. The next step I'll put is to look for golden visa groups, like Facebook groups or private groups on different places. Maybe that's what I'll do next. Yeah, I'll put that on my calendar for next week. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do it before we go, okay? While we're wrapping things up. I'm gonna do that on Wednesday the 21st. Okay. Accountability partners. All right, so I got it on my calendar for Wednesday the 21st, Golden Visa Facebook group. Okay. Okay, so that's what we've done today. Okay, anything else that we've done that we haven't, and we've come up with the test to know if a man is going to be stingy with money. Is he stingy with small things, right? Is he stingy about buying drinks, coffee, then maybe. Okay, yes, so so we've got the test. We did more than I feel like we did more than I knew, okay? Okay, and yes, Sophia, meetup groups, not Facebook groups. Okay, they're probably like Discord groups, so I probably need to find a blogger or vlogger, right, in the Golden Visa world and look for their private groups. Yes, because they probably do private groups in on Slack or whatever, wherever private groups are. Okay, all right, thanks for joining in on the fun, friends. Next week, we're talking to Kathy Hampton about staying in a hostel as an adult. Kathy has, in the last few weeks or months, I guess, Kathy has moved out of her New York apartment and in with her sister to downsize to prepare for her long move. I'm telling you everything that we're going to talk about next week. She's moved, okay, so she's downsized significantly. She has started house sitting. And she has stayed in a hostel, and she has taken her first recon trip to Mexico. She's hit 4 towns, I believe, to check out Mexico as a long-term move. So we're talking to Kathy next Saturday, which is July 24th. And then the Saturday after that, July 31st, we're talking with, I don't know, I'm going to tell you. Okay, we're talking tiny houses with Jewel. We're talking about the tiny house idea, the tiny house movement. Okay, so we're talking about tiny houses with Jewel Pearson, who you've probably seen if you've been on HGTV and you've seen someone talk about tiny house things. A Black woman, probably was her. Okay, so that's the next 2 Saturdays. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for participating and for sharing. Thank you for giving. I did see super chats. I didn't even acknowledge them. Thank you so much for the super chats. I didn't. Oh, geez, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for the super chat. Good morning, Larissa. I hope you're still here. Okay. Okay, yes, saying rich men is enough. Everything else, kind, generous, is baked in the cake. Yes, we can have that, and we deserve, yes, Black women deserve it all. I agree. Thank you, Larissa, for that super chat. I'm sorry. I hope you're still here. And then Ziwan, love stopping by for your positive content. Can't do house sitting, but yes, please, becoming a digital nomad through other means. Okay, good. Do it, right? If something doesn't work out for you, if one thing is not for you, find the thing that is for you, Ziwan. Thank you for that super chat. Annabella K, I've been on man vacay for a while. Once I do my nips and tucks, I'll be back out there. Okay, watch out, Richie Rich. All right, Annabella, let's get it. Let's get it. Okay, we didn't have a guest, so I'll figure out who to give the super chat to. I'm sorry. I didn't even prepare that because I didn't prepare it. Okay, so thank you for the super chat. Thank you for hanging out, okay? I will see you again next Saturday. Have a wonderful weekend. Put something on your calendar that reflects your priorities for this next week, for this month, for this year, okay? Put it on your calendar. Do it. Do it, and then report back. All right, guys. Have a great day. Thank you.